With the ability to strip away free will, it's used in sinister ways to manipulate victims into doing anything, from letting strangers into their homes to signing away their possessions. Guys, drugs can be fun, but they are bad for you, okay? And they're not cool. Wink. I'm not talking about these drugs so you can go and do them straight away. I know once you hear what these drugs are and what they will do to you, you want to try them, but I'm not inviting you to do it, okay? And I'm not your dad to tell you what not to do. Just don't do it. This is only for educational purposes, not guys let's do this drug purpose type of content. Welcome back to our channel where we make history fun with a little comedy thrown in just for the laughs. Today we will turn history into the wildest trip you've ever been on. Literally. We are diving into 13 craziest drugs ever used throughout human history. Trust me, after this, you will look at your morning coffee like it's just water. These aren't just your everyday substances. We are talking things so bizarre you will question how we made it this far as species. Let's start with something truly bonkers. Number 1. Mummy powder, the original ancient high. Remember that whole mummies have mystical powers thing? Well, Europeans in the Middle Ages took it way too seriously. They thought grinding up mummies into powder and snorting it would cure their disease. Yep, people were literally getting high on dead pharaohs. Forget them ancient curses. The real danger was the guy next to snorting Grandpa Tutankhamun's remains. And this wasn't just some obscure practice either. It got so popular that folks were looting Egyptian tombs to keep up with demand. When they ran out of mummies, no problem, any corpse would do. Essentially, 16th century Europe was the original zombie apocalypse. Only the undead were fueling the pharmacies. I bet they didn't have a section for that in your high school history book. Imagine explaining that one to a doctor today.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a headache.
Drug number 2. Devil's breath, the unforgettable hypnosis. Ever heard of a drug so powerful that it can put you into a 24-hour trance? Meet devil's breath, also known as scopolamine. First identified in 19th century, this Colombian nightmare drug is so potent that once it is in your system, you're not just impaired, you're under someone else's control, fully brainwashed. People have been coerced into committing crimes, handing over their life savings, or even giving away personal belongings without a second thought. It's no wonder why the devil's breath has earned the nickname of the zombie drug. With the ability to strip away free will, it's used in sinister ways to manipulate victims into doing anything, from letting strangers into their homes to signing away their possessions. Imagine waking up the next day and finding out you just given away your life savings or let a stranger into a house. Talk about bad hangover. This isn't just some spooky story, it's a real phenomenon. So yeah, you might want to think twice before accepting a drink from someone you don't know, especially in Colombia, huh? Crazy drug number 3. Fly agaric mushroom. Reindeer pee anyone? Mushrooms have always had a quirky reputation in the drug world, but the fly agaric mushroom takes the weirdness trophy home. These red and white bad boys weren't just your everyday fungi. Siberian shamans used them to chat with spirit world. But here's where it gets wild. Apparently, the best way to enjoy these magic shrooms wasn't to eat them directly, but wait for it. Drink reindeer pee. Here's the science, or the madness, depending on how you see it. The chemicals in the mushrooms pass through the reindeer system and mellow out, creating the ultimate hallucinogenic cocktail. Siberians didn't keep this tradition to themselves either. They would have full-on festivals where people would literally line up for a fresh cup of reindeer brew. Imagine standing in a line for your golden ticket to enlightenment through the reindeer urine. And the fun fact, historians believe this is where the myth of flying reindeer originated from. The mushroom-induced trips were so intense that people started seeing their antlered paths soaring through the sky. Move over, Rudolph! Crazy drug number 4. Blue lotus, Cleopatra's favorite buzz. Picture this, you're in ancient Egypt, surrounded by lavish pools, golden decor, and Cleopatra herself throwing a party. What's the secret ingredient that got everyone buzzing? The blue lotus flower, baby. Egyptians didn't just admire its beauty, they soaked this floral delight in wine to get a nice narcotic buzz. Think of it as the ancient world's answer to mixing Viagra with a bottle of Merlot, beyond just party vibes. The blue lotus was believed to have magical healing properties. Got a broken heart? Sip some blue lotus wine. Looking to chat with the gods? Drink up. Hungover from too much blue lotus? You guessed it, more blue lotus. It wasn't just a flower, it was a cultural icon, showing up in tombs, art, and temples. So if you ever time travel back to Egypt and find yourself at a blue lotus bash, now you know why the hieroglyphics are always smiling. They weren't just building pyramids, folks. They were building up some epic parties. Crazy drug number 5. Oxytocin, the happy hormone gone wrong. Now let's leap to the modern times and talk about oxytocin, aka the love hormone. Normally your body releases this feel-good chemical during warm fuzzy moments like bonding with your partner or hugging your pet. In the late 1990s and early 2000s, pharmaceutical companies pushed it hard, creating a massive surge in demand. They literally started to take this natural love potion and market it like a quick fix for everything from anxiety to social awkwardness. Yep, synthetic oxytocin was pushed in the late 90s as a magical cure-all. Spoiler alert, while it might enhance feeling of connection and trust, abusing synthetic oxytocin can seriously mess with your sense of reality. Imagine needing a hormone just to feel normal. Sounds like the plot of dystopian Netflix series, right? Anyway, a quick tip. If you're feeling down, maybe stick with actual hugs instead of relying on chemical cocktail. Craziest drug number 6. Snake venom. When venom becomes a party drug. Feeling tough? How about getting high on snake venom? Yep, ancient cultures, especially in India around 300 AD, would consume small doses of cobra venom to get closer to their gods. Sounds spiritual. Until you remember it's literally poison. If you didn't drop dead from it, you were in for one wild trip. And get this, warriors used to microdose venom thinking it would make them stronger or even immune to poison. Talk about playing with fire. But this isn't just some dusty old ritual. There are still modern day venom junkies who inject themselves with diluted snake venom for a buzz. Fun hobby? Sure. Until you take one wrong dose and end up in the ultimate trip, straight to the afterlife, like permanently. So next time someone tells you they have done every drug, just casually ask them, oh yeah, have you ever tried snake venom? This was 6 of the 13 craziest drugs that have been discovered throughout history. I hope you have enjoyed this show, my crackhead friends. I will come back with even more crazy drugs next week, so stay tuned.